Greetings, greetings, greetings. No, I won't get this close. Oh my goodness, look at how the that's that whatever it stuff is they put on your teeth when they give you a fake teeth and you get this kind of white and not white. So I'm very much aware of that. Let the incense burn, clear the spirits, clear the spiritual energy. We got a little frankincense smell burning, and to kind of support relaxation and calm at the end of a workday. Greetings, Hotep Akwaba, bless up, and welcome back to the recovery zone of Racism Non-Anonymous with me, Sis Abana Africa, the recovering African who is culturally enslaved here in America, and who is a representative from the voices in the margins, true to the cause of African liberation via unification, utilizing the tool of healthy and effective communications. I am a traumatized traumatologist, trauma queen, and queen of trauma. That is understanding trauma and traumatic stress, what it is, and how it has and continues to work in the lives of African descendants. Coming to you with that revolutionary 12-step self-help program that has been uniquely designed with you and me, the African, in mind. Designed to support our healing and recovering from the shit, traumatic stress of the human intentional type. Yes. So, how do I start? Where do we start? Where do we get started on this evening, March 4th? You know, shout out to my great aunt Janie Lee, who has made her transition and who was birthed on this day some long time ago. Yes, she is one of my ancestors, so I shade to the ancestor Janie Lee Coleman. Yo, so yeah, I'm back and wanting to get into it before I get, started with Umar, because I do have some stuff of his queued up and sort of ready to talk a bit about. Yet, of course, I always got to give a foundation. So the first foundation and foundational shout I want to give out to and kind of say, and this is to a brother, Brian, I think, I know the initials are sort of BK, I believe, who was a new subscriber and who made a suggestion to me in terms of, what would be required to build my channel. So first and foremost, and anyway, his suggestion, and Brother Brian, his suggestion was that, I need to bring more quote-unquote facts about Umar the fraud in order to build my channel. And, I said something in the comments to him, thank you for the feedback, certainly. First and foremost, thank you for listening, and definitely thank you for sharing. And so I just want to clarify for a moment, I'm not seeking, if you will, to build my channel solely off of Umar's shit. Because he's not the only fraud out there, jacking around in our community. So that's first. Second, the purpose of my channel is not simply focused on Umar. In large part, I do intend to provide this space for information and education in terms of mental health, behavioral health, emotional health, and provide some factual information about that. Now, I could certainly and will certainly, as I recognize it, provide facts as I talk about the shit I see Umar slinging in our communities. And in large part for me, my process is always about practicing what I preach and teach. And so I recognize that in order to heal and recover from traumatically stressful events, it's important for a person to remember and tell the truth about those terrible events. And so for me, when I talk about Umar's shit, I am in an active process of working a program for myself to heal. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. I'm not sure, how loud it kind of sounds because I'm hearing it a bit loud in my ear than I suspect it's likely to be coming across like that for you all. So, I'm in an active process of healing and providing a forum and a safe place for others to do the same. When I come on to share with you all, it's hosting a meeting in the recovery room of Racism Non-Anonymous. And I will be talking a lot about that program. I will be talking about the process. I intend to share information with people to support them with managing their own individuals' stressors, if you will, their anxieties. I am very interactive and seek to be interactive. I am seeking connections with others of us in order to, support our healing, having a place to share our thoughts and feelings and to get some information. See, Umar has put himself in a position in suggesting that he himself is a mental health expert or a provider of behavioral health services. And when he got started, he did, in fact, dump some shit on me on his way up the ladder where he is. And he also continues and continually dumps shit on the mental health profession in general to put himself out as a mental health professional, family therapist, child therapist. He did couples therapy. He did family therapy. He's done school counseling. He's done just a whole slew of shit. Let him tell it. And I even heard him say earlier today, I believe, that he had experience as a barber and that he was concerned about black women who wear weaves and such, and how it has damaged their hair, and how he saw those damages in his work as a barber. So I'll probably at some point pull that up and play a bit of that stuff that was from another whatever he calls his tap-in sessions. I'll call it a tap-in session. He gets on here and asks questions of his supporters and have them tap in. And he wants to see their face. He has to see what they look like. He has to know where they are in the world. And then he's sitting back gathering information from them and seemingly ideals, and also, especially with this one we're going to listen to in a couple of minutes, as he was very concerned about the impact of his threats online. And his supporters suggested that he host a forum with the quote-unquote hate. It's like, I was listening to it here before I started, and it's just like so ridiculously disgusting and just stupid. So he's stupid. I'm gonna have to talk about this because I have to keep laying foundation to help people understand, and so you get a sense and a real sense of me, and better sense of me. You need to understand some parts of me, because there's several parts to me, and I'm very clear, and I understand and I recognize the different parts when they're coming out and when they're speaking. That's something that happens when a person has been traumatized, is shattered. Something is traumatized, like it's like a shattering of the spirit and the mind into various parts. And there's the part that's carrying and feeling the anger because of the injustice of the event. The traumatizing event is typically an event which is an act of injustice perpetrated by one person on another. So you have the part that feels the intense rage and anger. You have the part that feels the great sadness because of the loss of the ability to protect the self from the shit that you just got from another person. And then there's the part that feels the fear or anxiety, like, oh my God, is this going to happen again? What do I need to do to protect myself? How did this happen? How can I make sure? The anxious part, the part that asks those kind of questions, recognizes danger, right? And sometimes those parts are in a child form, sometimes they're in adult form, sometimes they're in a very strong, solid, centered ego, if you will, adult type, and maybe just the super ego, which is like the super ego, the adult or the male energy. It's very harsh and aggressive, and I cannot predict which part of me is going to become active at any given time. Okay, so here is the professional part to me, the professional that I am. Having been educated on a PhD level. I didn't complete the PhD process. However, I certainly gather all of the information on that level of education. So that part of me is also always very present as well and speaking. And, again, the other parts could surface at any given time. So just need to know that, right? And so where was I thinking about Umar and his BS dumping on the mental health community with his shit? And it really seems to me to, cause a whole lot of harm, grave harm, to the folks who are following him. And so this channel is not solely about Umar Johnson, and I certainly could not build a channel, dealing with quote unquote facts about Umar, like who determines what's factual and or what's not. Like I said, I did suggest for some true facts about Umar Johnson, we go to Make a Change. Make a Change is the brother who brings the true facts on Umar Johnson in that regard. Many of the rest of us provide, some of us others do provide, real receipts and facts. And then a lot of us share our personal and or professional assessments and opinions about what we see and what we hear coming from the Umar camp. So for me, being a therapist, a clinician right here in Philadelphia, where Umar got his start, and who had the experiences that I had with the brother, and still seeing and knowing the great amount of emotional distress that we as a people are in. And I could probably take these off for a bit. I could rest my eyes. I'm not needing them because I'm not trying to read, right? That is what my purpose is, and that is what my gift is to bring, to share. And so that's that, Brother Brian. So, how about if we just kind of maybe listen to a little bit of this. In this video clip of Umar, it was approximately a 50-minute clip. I have it queued up. See, now I need the glasses. I have it queued up at the 3-minute mark. So there's a lot of information. It's a lengthy video. And I really wanted to get into the whole video and know that I'm going to be doing clips. And more often than not, they'll come mostly on the weekend because I work a full-time job. I work every day. I work in the field of mental health as a therapist. I go and I meet with the folks who come to meet with me on a weekly basis. And so at the end of the day, I'm tired. I'm drained. And it's like to queue up and talk can get to be a bit challenging. I got home a little early this evening, earlier than usual, so and the day was more of a light day. Yesterday, Monday, I saw 7 people, 7 hours straight of talking and listening. Today it was just 4 hours, so I'm not as mentally stressed as before. So I see the lighting seems to have changed, and I think that's because of my position in the camera, and it looks like this may be a little bit better. I wish I knew what this little spot was. There's a little spot. I can't get it off. And it seems to be a result of the lighting. Right. So we can listen to a little bit of this and just hear what Umar is talking about. Yeah, in this video I was getting ready to say before, there are several folks who did call in or tap in to talk with him, and listening to his responses to them is like what is really so striking to me. And for me, when I looked at this video, it was like just like a clear rap in terms of Umar is, you're so done. You have so exposed yourself to be everything, to not be everything that you say you are. Because I don't know any clinician, anybody in the behavioral health field who responds to people in the way that he responded. And even to people who even brought some really gut-wrenching shit to the table with him, and how he just sort of moved past that because it seems he has a clear agenda, and he's looking for a home. He's looking for a woman to go lay up with because he's homeless now. So maybe he should get, oh my God, he's disgusting in his behaviors, and you're just really out of control with it seems some true addictions. I'm gonna stop talking and let y'all hear Umar. I think maybe that's what you want for a minute. Let's see.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What is your opinion, Queen, on what the teacher just said?
Now, let's see if I can. Oh, we cannot. We can't flip the camera. And you can't really see the TV.
Well, I think that if you give them a platform, it doesn't matter because they're still going to show their ass. Like, they're still going to show their true colors. So it doesn't matter. The people who gonna rock with you, the people who gonna rock with you. The people who not gonna rock with you, not gonna rock with you. So I don't think that we should get caught up on giving them fame or giving them a platform or giving them a voice. Let them have that voice. We're nobody can take away that voice. They're gonna get that voice. They're gonna get that voice no matter what. So let them do them. They're gonna do them. Let them do them. I don't think we should. I think we should continue to keep the peace. And what she said was amazing. She made an excellent point when she said that. So I 100% agree with her. And I don't think we should. I think we should do what she said. Black power.
Okay. Yeah. What's on your mind today?
And look at the, oh my God, the facial expressions is just ridiculous.
Okay.
And the the facial expressions is just so interesting to me. And then this child has her sister who's going to get involved. And listen and watch this real quick. And how far we were, almost 20 minutes in.
Question. I wanted to talk about the who is it? You called it the snow bunny.
Snow bunny crisis in the
black. The snow bunny crisis.
Why do you think we have a snow bunny crisis?
I don't know why we have a snow bunny crisis. I feel like
All right, so I'm gonna stop it there. It was interesting how he opened the door for her to ask a question. And it's interesting, I don't know when he's talked about quote unquote snow bunny crisis. Yet it was interesting, and that was the piece that she, as a sister and as a female, was interested in terms of the quote unquote snow bunny, because what she, underlying that seems to suggest that for her, and maybe many other black females, the brothers who are going over to white women and advocating their need to be with white women for whatever reasons, it seems to be on her heart as a primary concern. And that was something that she wanted to talk about and followed up with him. So I'm gonna, with that piece of it, yeah, it'll be little snippets, I suppose, then of Umar, and possibly more of myself talking about myself, because that's what that's what a self-help program is about, right? And so let me know what you think. If you got anything out of this, if it make any sense to you, let me know by hitting the like button. Hit the subscribe and come on back. I appreciate those who have come thus far and those who are listening. And I thank you all so much for listening to me share. Peace.